Welcome back to another video, guys, and today I have the Mitchell 300 Pro. This is a very tiny reel for brim fishing. You could use it for crappie, and if you do hook up with a bass, you should be able to get it in as well if you have strong enough line. But I want to set the camera down, give y'all a very close-up view, and tell you some of the things I really like about this reel. So here's the reel in question, and this is what it looks like. It's a 10-ball bearing system, black and green, and it's a mean-looking little reel. I do like the black because it really goes with any rod you want to put it with. If you do want to match this up with anything, plastic up top, a little plastic on the body, and then under the bail wire this is plastic, but it's held up very nicely. It's been in the back of my truck, it's ridden in the boat, and there's very minimal scratches, if any, on it. Now, it is aluminum for the cylinder, and this drag system is supposed to be some type of carbon fiber hybrid. All I can tell you is that it works very well, and it's really smooth if a fish does take a run, and it's good for about 6.4 pounds. Incredibly smooth reel. If you give it a few reels here, and it just keeps on going. And that's because that 10-ball bearing system also has a 5.2 gear ratio. I got it for like 40 or 50 bucks, something of that nature, when Gander was closing, and I'm really happy I did. Also, another positive is this EV knob here. Feels really good in the hands to reel, and this will definitely help you get those bigger bluegill in, those 9 and 10 inchers. This is the reel to do it. I've got some cheaper ones out there, but it was just taking drag off of them like crazy. Now, a few things to note. I have a 6-pound braid on here. It does not work well if you just put braid straight onto the spool. You need some type of backing, so I have 4-pound monofilament backing, and then I have probably another 60 yards of 6-pound braid. And I've left plenty of room around the spool so it won't slip and get tangled and everything and have a big bird's nest. That's the only real problem I've had. I've filled it up a little too much the first time, and it was just slipping. I had probably 5 or 6 bird's nests. Ambidextrous, you know you can take this off and everything if you wanted to, the knobs. Also, another feature I do like, anti-reverse, you can turn it on or off so you can go both ways. And you don't see that in a lot of these smaller ones, but since this is a little bit more higher end reel, you do get that feature. Overall, I'm a very big fan of it so far. I've caught a lot of bluegill and a lot of much bigger bluegill than I probably would have caught on my other setups. But I want to attach it to my Gander Mountain Vortex rod, and we're going to take it out and I want to show you how it performs. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for all the cars driving by. This is just the quickest place I can get to do this video. I'd have to go on like a 45-minute car ride to find another body of water that I don't have to pay for to get in. Alright, so for comparison, I brought this cheaper, like $25 Bass Pro Shop Micro Plus Series rod and reel combo. Very small bobber on there, just enough so you can see the top of it. Very small lead and small hook. I think it's like size 6 or something. And this isn't really supposed to cast far. That's the point of this. It's a very light setup. It's to be very, very sensitive, so the brim can't really feel the bobber. That's why I made the setup. Alright, so here's the second setup. We have my more expensive Mitchell reel on here. Gander Mountain Vortex rod, usually about a $30 rod. I got it for $15. This line is Suffolk 6-pound. Not a really big fan of the 6-pound braid. I'm probably going to switch all of this to 4-pound mono, because it just feels a little bit more comfortable, especially when fishing for brim. This braid just gets caught up too much, doesn't cast as far because the wind takes it, and it sits on top of the surface, so whenever you pull the line back, it takes that whole line, pulls it back instead of just making small twitches, which I'm not a huge fan of. But we're going to do a few casts of it real quick. So first cast, travels about as far as the 4-pound mono, just doesn't feel as good coming off of the spool and everything because of the braid and the fact that it just doesn't work as well. But when you reel this thing in, it's like reeling in the air. You don't feel the line coming onto the spool whatsoever. It's just super smooth. It's incredible. That reeled it like 10 feet, and I didn't even touch the reel whenever I let go of it. And reeling in fish is just no problem with this thing. As long as you can set the hook and you have a good hook set, you're great. Everything feels good. Just wonderful, awesome reel to have. I will be putting 4-pound mono on it. It's just more comfortable to use and a better setup overall. Well guys, that was just a quick video of the Mitchell Pro 300, and this is just another one I wanted to do as a base test. You have to remember, this is a very cheap setup, this right here, but it works well. It's very good for beginners. Once you really get into pan fishing, you may want to step up to something like this, but absolutely incredible reel, have lots of positive things. The only thing I wish they had better was the top of this for your drag.
I wish there's some type of rubber or something that you could grip, because it's very small and it can be very difficult to put in your hand, set the drag, especially if you're fighting a fish and you want to add that drag a little bit more. It can be very difficult when fighting, versus this one, which has a very good knob on the top, very easy to turn that drag up or down. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share, like, subscribe, as well as leave a comment below and add me on social media, which will also be in the description. And thanks for watching.